This is the Cricket Matters podcast, and today we're talking about 3 muscles every cricketer needs to release. What are we starting with? Tensor fasciolata?
Start from top down. Let's go top down.
You're going top down.
Yep.
Sorry, okay. Shoulders first. Teres major.
Teres major is our number one. Now, you may be thinking, where the hell are all these muscles? And you haven't done anatomy before. And that's okay. We're going to help you. We're going to help try and talk you through it all. And if you're watching on YouTube, we'll point. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll point to certain things.
Just locate the bits that hurt.
Yes, and they will for most people. I know you'll hate us for it, but you may love us for it at the same time. We'll see. Hate mail goes to Josh, please. So
why not, eh?
That's what we're going to do to begin with. But no, so it's important to have a distinction here now of 3 muscles every cricketer needs to release, because we're going to talk in terms of foam rolling to begin with. But guess what? You may need to have massage on these areas. Maybe you need to get some dry needling to release these areas. So there's lots of tight muscles in the body, but these are 3 things that I don't think cricketers do enough of, and how much of an impact it plays on how we perform. So we're going to start with the teres major, which is kind of underneath the armpit.
Teres, does it belong to Terry?
Terry, yeah.
Teres.
Teres major.
I think we should definitely call it Teres major from now on.
Teres major, right? So it's this area underneath the shoulder, behind the back of the armpit. It's this big muscle. For most cricketers, sticks out. It's quite profound, right? It's like a big old lump here. A lot of cricketers, particularly in their throwing arm, their bowling arm, it sticks out and it gets tight, it gets gunky, it becomes a mess. But the other side is the same thing, right? It gets really tight and gunky on the other side. But it plays such an important role. Now, what we know is from baseball, and people working with baseball and in cricketers, this becomes extremely overactive. It doesn't want to, it doesn't want to turn off, right? It's always on, which means it stops the muscle stops the shoulder doing what it needs to do, which is rotation. Okay. And a lot of people get pain from it. Okay. From doing it. So if I'm being specific here, if I pull up here now, this is a quote of the medical textbooks. It is located in the posterior shoulder at the back, acts as an adductor, extensor, and medial rotator of the humerus, the shoulder, also contributing to shoulder joint stabilization, often working synergistically with the lats, right?
There you go.
So the lats is an important thing as well. But it's this teres major in here that if it gets overactive, it pulls the shoulder forward and round, which is what you see a lot of cricketers in this sort of position like this all the time, which then causes havoc with the rest of the body. And we don't want that. We want nice, loose muscles, stable, strong shoulders.
So as you say, medial rotation is where it turns in towards the center line of the body. So, you think about your shoulder rotating inwards, we're all like this, sitting forwards on our phones and stuff. Well, that's just making it worse.
It does. And the more you rotate in, the slower you'll become when it comes to bowling. Throwing, you also get pain, right? And also, like we keep saying about people's back shoulders in cricket, when they're batting, it causes havoc with the hands going back, and you can't get as much bat speed or as much swing with the hands coming down to strike the ball. So that is located there. The best way to do it is you lie on your side, get underneath the armpit, literally, and roll up and down a little bit, but more importantly, roll forwards and back on that one area and stay in that spot for a little while until you don't hate me quite as much. So
foam roller, massage ball maybe might be needed to get in there as well. And as you say, if you can, get an actual sports massage or dry needling.
Dry needling is a big
preferable,
way to do it.
Wouldn't it?
I highly recommend doing that. So that's the first thing. So we're working top to toe. So the next thing down that list, which is fairly simple, if you've got a foam roller. By the way, foam rollers, I've been wanting one of these bad boys for ages. I don't sponsor
good old Rolga. They are the best.
This is the best foam roller out there. I use this in a rumble roller. Rumble roller is kind of too aggressive sometimes, but this came back to me from Belgrade actually as a present from the organisers. So rolling down this line, you got the obliques, the powerhouse of the core. Would you say, Josh? I think that's what Perry's called.
100%. Yep, absolutely.
So this is all about trunk stability, right? The core stability. But guess what it does also? Rotation and flexion, right? And it plays a massive role in the core function and activities like breathing as well. And breathing is important because that stops everything here now. But most pit times, this is why we do our rotational tests, cricketers can't rotate. They can maybe rotate one way, but not the other way. But one of the biggest causes we see is the obliques are so engaged and turn on. Doesn't mean they're strong, right? That means they're overactive. and we've got to release them. We've got to release them because they're working to stop you from turning, which is why when people try and turn a certain direction, they go as far as they can and they've got all their breath anymore.
Yeah, I would say, and the obliques is probably not an area people are going to be foam rolling very often, if at all, because everyone's, does the shoulders and the T-spine and the quads and the hammies, glutes, etc. But obliques, no, probably not.
And definitely they don't go and dry needle them.
No.
So as we've learned, so shout out to Sean Morris if he's listening in. But we, like I said, we kind of suggest that he goes and sees an acupuncturist or sports massage therapist or somebody specialized in dry needling. And we said, hey, explicitly go and do these areas, but they didn't do them. Right? So he's going back again. Hopefully he can get it the second time. But a lot of people don't understand the importance of the obliques and how if these are overactive, it stops you from rotating. And if you can't rotate, it means you're struggling everywhere else. It affects your breathing. It affects performance. It affects power. Again, you need to be able to rotate and that transfer of energy and weight when you're batting to hit the ball out the ground, even when you're bowling. If these are on when you're bowling and you can't rotate, well, you're going to naturally fall away to try and mimic rotation as you're coming down. So again, you're going to hate me for it because most of the time people have never done them before and it hurts like hell. Really hurts like hell. But get in there. You will thank me for it later in the long run.
Exactly. And the last one, tensor fascia lata, which a lot of people might be familiar with. TFL. They might be familiar with this one.
So TFL, not Transport for London, for those who are familiar. It's like on the outside of the hip, right? It's not really a muscle, is it? You'd argue it's like a bundle of fat. It gives away in the name. It's a fascia and fibers all along here. Yeah. But it plays a crucial role in hip and knee stabilization for a lot of people with bad hips, right? And knee pain. It assists in like walking, running, climbing, but it helps in hip flexion, abduction, and internal rotation, right? So if it's super tight and you can't rotate your hips, which need to be mobile, it becomes a massive problem. And we need all this to work together, right? Yeah. But we kind of go top toe for a reason. So the TFL, you'll find your hip, find a bony find the muscly, not fatty bit, but like a little bit along here, put your finger in it and you go, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
That's the TFL.
Yeah.
That is it.
Runners will be very familiar with this one.
Yes. Yeah. So you got to dive into that. So you got that here now. But the other key thing is with the obliques, by releasing the obliques, it tends to release the hip. A lot of people have tight hips because the obliques are tight. The TFL is tight. So you release the two of them together, suddenly you go, oh, I got loosey-goosey hips. I can move like crazy. And we need that rotation in the hips. We need the rotation in the trunk, and we need the arms to be able to get overhead a little bit. Now, those are three things. Foam roll, whatever you want as well. But those are three key areas that we want to make sure our guys do it all the time because it loosens up the body and allows them to perform better.
Yep, absolutely. And it's something that you're going to have to do repeatedly. It's not just like do it once, a magic pill, you never have to do it again. You're going to have to revisit these places time again. Yeah.
Which I'll be doing after
enjoy
this
the
podcast.
pain.
I'll be doing that for because I've been playing for such a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Those are three muscles every cricketer needs to release. And that is it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review and subscribe. And if you would like our free training plan, then go to cricketmanners.com/train. And remember, our goal is to make you a better cricketer.